That's why I don't read the newspaper. Because it's garbage. And the editor that let it come out is garbage.
It's Division I football! Go play intramurals, brother. Go play intramurals.
But, you know, I am going to try, and there will be some people inconvenienced. And if it happens to be their fat little girlfriends, too bad.
Twitter, radio.
Yeah, I'd give a rat's ass about Twitter.
All right, welcome to Jake and Bake. This is recapping week 3 into week 4. What a week. I went 1-3. Jake, you went 0-4.
0-4.
It was a terrible week for our picks.
Terrible week.
But it was an interesting week for college football. Yeah, every weekend is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
What we have for our locks?
My lock was Virginia, and your lock was OSU.
And
you hit your lock, just like Oklahoma State. I think we're undefeated in the spread this year.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then Virginia lost. And then it was just kind of a bad week for everybody.
Yeah,
even
both of our super dogs didn't, or my super dog didn't hit, so I lost a point.
Chattanooga versus
but thankfully
Tennessee.
I got my lock, so it kind of negated it.
Yeah.
And you lost all your games. Well, the one game we pushed. Which game was that?
Iowa State.
Iowa State we pushed.
Yeah.
So that was actually a win for you. That was actually a win for me, in a way, because you didn't get any points and I didn't hit my super dog.
Well, and that game came down to where they stopped Iowa on 4th down, and then they punted, and then their own dude ran into the kick returner and fumbled the ball and gave Iowa, and then they just knelt it.
Yeah, that game was delayed like 3 times.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a new, not new, but it was a little different, for the players. They went out there, then all of a sudden another delay, so that you got, it's almost like you got to warm up like 4 fucking times. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Moving on, what are our game day picks? What was game days?
Well, Iowa State was game day.
Oh, yeah, Iowa State was game day.
But also, we threw the Washington State, Houston.
Washington State, Houston. And we both took State, and they ended up winning, but they did not cover.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I believe so. And, that was just a weird week. I liked a lot of things that happened. I mean,
you went to the OSU to Tulsa game.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was a terrible game.
Yeah, you guys struggled a little bit here and there.
Oh,
and then finally you opened it up in the last quarter.
I 100% blame it on Joe.
Yeah.
I took one of our roommates to the game, and then on the car ride there, he told me that every game he's ever been to, the team he roots for loses.
What a sucker punch, dude.
Yeah, I was about to be
him off
like,
on the side of the road.
Yeah, I was like, well, I can't uninvite him, so I was like, I'm gonna go to the Student Union store and buy him a Tulsa shirt.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy though. I mean, because at halftime.
Oh, I thought the juju was real at halftime.
Yeah.
At halftime, I was sold.
Down 21-20, right? Or
yeah.
22-20.
No, it's 21-20. Yeah.
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 I mean, you seriously considered kicking, like asking them to get out of your area.
Yeah. Third quarter, I was like, all right, man, like
we gotta turn this around or you're fucked.
Yeah, I was like, one more drive. I was like, if we don't score on this drive, like you might get booted.
That's funny, dude. That's almost like getting on a bus and being like, every time I've ever rode a bus, it's tipped over. That's like, what? Let me get on the next one.
Yeah, why?
I'll wait here for the next bus.
Yeah.
And then, it was just a really quiet week. I always feel like week 3 is the most quiet week.
Yeah. Well,
UNC
and
Wake.
Games.
Yeah, UNC and Wake ended up being a pretty close game. And UNC ended up getting screwed a little bit. I don't know if they screwed themselves more or if the refs screwed them with that, whistle with 1 second, or they didn't call the whistle with 1 second, ended the game. But the dude just should have ran out of bounds to begin with.
Yeah.
He should just ran out. Dude,
the second you get past the first down slide.
Just get out.
Just take a knee. And then you would have had time to go down and spike it.
And instead he tried to get a couple more, inches, I guess. And that he stopped his forward momentum. That's what they used as the excuse.
He did the worst thing he could have
stopped
possibly
his forward
done.
momentum, and that was in the field of play. And so they said that the clock continues to run, which there was only 1 second anyway. If he would have got out, there would have been one, I think maybe 2, but definitely 1 second left. But because he stopped forward momentum, they did not stop the clock.
Yeah, but see, I don't understand that because I can't remember. I thought he got the first down, but if he didn't, then
I can't remember either. I'm pretty sure he did. But either way, UNC got screwed either by their own player, by the refs, or by both. However you want to look at it. Just to throw it out there, Tennessee still sucks. You beat Chattanooga. You beat University of Tennessee Chattanooga. That's not a – I mean, that I think you can agree with me. That's not an accomplishment. That's not something to get excited for. If you beat them and you're excited that you beat them, that's sad.
Yeah.
Because you should beat them by 48 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that's not
nothing.
something that you should be partying about. It's actually it's actually sad that it's embarrassing. If I was a fan of Tennessee, which yikes if you are, sorry.
Yeah.
But if I was a fan of Tennessee, I would not celebrate that win. Because if you do, you're basically saying, like, we're so bad that win means a lot to us.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. Every week counts. But guess what? You've already lost the season after you lost to Georgia State, which respect to Georgia State.
Yeah. And they should have lost week 2.
Yeah, and they should have lost week 2, exactly. The Citadel actually beat Georgia Tech, though, for their first ever ACC win. That was actually that's a cool story.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was double overtime.
That was crazy.
Was it double overtime or just single? Pretty sure it was double.
Yeah, I think
Either way,
double.
it was overtime.
Yeah.
They won it in overtime. It was their first ACC win. They're
big
1-22 against the ACC.
That might be their first Power 5 win.
I did not see that stat. I did see the ACC stat that is their first ACC win.
Not sure. Another cool thing was the pink out at Georgia.
Yeah, that was very
for Arkansas
touching.
State's wife.
Yeah,
you know,
the head coach's wife. That was touching.
Yeah, that was pretty cool
for Georgia to do that as the home team.
Yeah.
So that leaves us at 17-11 this past week from week 3.
We both got no points.
Yeah, we got no points. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I had the new take with wanting Tennessee to beat. I want Tennessee to beat Florida just to. Oh, here we go. I want Tennessee to beat Florida to give fans hope so that they can get crushed emotionally later, right after. Because if they beat Florida, that's number 9 team in the country. If they beat Florida, they're going to celebrate like they won damn national title.
Yeah, and Felipe Franks is out.
And guess what? Right when they're done beating Florida, they're going to turn around and lose to Appalachian State or whoever the hell they play. Like they're going to get crushed morally, and I just want a little bit of hope for them to bring them because look how much the Chattanooga win brought them up. It brought them from 0 to 90, and this win is going to bring them from 90 to 100. Guess what? The next loss is going to bring them right from 100. It's like cliff jumping. You're going right back down to 0.
Yeah.
But
it'll be nuts.
This weekend we got some pretty interesting games. I wrote down obviously game day is in Georgia for Notre Dame, Georgia, 7 versus 3. Who you got for that game?
I got Georgia.
You got Georgia at -14?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm all right. I don't like Notre Dame. I'm not a fan of them. I actually think they suck. They're really overrated. But I think that Notre Dame's always got some type of controversy at the end of the years. Not controversy in a bad way, but controversy in like, should they get into the playoffs? Should they not? Last year, they were undefeated, and they didn't get in, but that's because they didn't beat anyone. I actually think they could possibly cover the spread, still lose, and that will be the game they look back on like, hey, that was a good loss. You know?
Yeah.
But the thing is they can't lose a game.
Yeah. Well, see, last year they won it.
And because of that, I'm still not taking Notre Dame. I'm taking Georgia -14.
Yeah. Yeah, see, last year...
Notre Dame, you suck.
Yeah, last year they did win, so it's like 14's a lot for a game that they won last year. But then again, I just don't think Notre Dame's as good as they were last year.
They're overrated.
And Georgia might be looking for some revenge. Like
that, and this is a ranked game for Georgia, and they're going to go in there, and they want to be like, all right, we can beat these guys.
Well, Georgia hasn't had a game yet that they've really gotten pumped for. Like that they.
And this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. They're going to be extremely hyped because it is number 7. They are number 7. I mean, you kind of got to take that into consideration.
Yeah. Well, it's game day, dude. You got game day.
Exactly. It's game day.
Yeah.
But we're also going to toss in a couple other games for game day because there is 3 top 25 games.
Yeah.
There's the team from up north versus at Wisconsin, number 11, 13. 13 Wisconsin is a -3.5 favorite. What do you got?
I got Wisconsin.
Yeah, I got Wisconsin too. That run game is going to walk. I mean, I would say they run all over, but I think they could beat them by walking all over that defensive.
Yeah, if you watch
Wolverines.
If you watch the Army game, like Army ran all over them, and then you're gonna put Jonathan Taylor back there
he's
with
like,
Wisconsin's
He's like
offensive
number
line.
7 for the Heisman
Yeah,
rankings.
yeah.
I mean, he's the best running back in the country. I don't know about by far, but he's definitely the best.
He's up there.
And that line in front of him
is
just allowing him to be able to run through these holes, and they're going to open up Michigan's defense like no tomorrow.
Well, and Wisconsin has held like what 2 teams to no points. Like, and then Michigan thinks they're going to score. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to stop the run game with Wisconsin. You've already proven that your defense can't do that. And then now you're going to try to score against a really great defense when your offense
you don't
is
even have
struggling.
anything. Their offense is not that good. I think Michigan goes down.
I think those things should be flipped. I think Georgia should be a 3-point favorite and Wisconsin should be a 14-point favorite.
Yeah, I actually agree 100%.
Like
100%.
I don't understand how that
So
happened.
far, we are both on Georgia. We're both on Wisconsin. And the game that's left is where I think we might get.
I think so.
I think we might be butting heads on this one. We got number 8 at Auburn at number 17 Texas A&M. I'll tell you, I want to take Auburn.
Okay.
But I don't like Auburn. I don't want Auburn to do good. I don't want the SEC to do good.
Yeah.
And I know
Auburn
I
is
know
why you
A&M.
beat me
I
in
know
points,
A&M
too.
is in the SEC, but I don't think A&M is going to be doing anything detrimental to the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be. If anything, they're going to affect it in a way that is good for Ohio State.
Yeah.
So A&M minus 3.5. That's what I'm taking. You got them too.
Yep.
I could have sworn we were going to butt heads on that one.
No. Auburn, they barely. That's why you're beating me in points is that Auburn-Oregon game. And then I just feel like Auburn pulled a rabbit out of their hat to win that game against Oregon, and then now you gotta go into like Kyle Field's a hard place to play. That's a tough.
And I just don't think Auburn's like Notre Dame in this, but Notre Dame is highly overrated, and I don't know why. Auburn, I do know why.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We don't know why Notre Dame is always overrated.
Yeah,
we do know why Auburn's overrated.
Mm-hmm.
If and when they are overrated, we know why. It's because they're in the SEC and who they play.
Yeah,
but I just think this year they are overrated in a way they can't help themselves. Like they're gonna be. It's overrated. A&M's gonna take that game.
I think Bo's good. I think Auburn is good, but it's just. I don't know how great they are. And A&M hasn't been playing all that well. Like, yeah, your defense played really good against Clemson and stuff, but, like, I don't know. The only reason I'm taking that is because it's in Kyle Field and it's a hard venue.
Yeah, it is hard to go in there. And Auburn, like we said, they didn't play great against Oregon. They kind of got by with that win.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Yeah.
It could be a different scenario where they're number 16 where Oregon's at.
Yeah.
And Oregon's up at 8.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if they don't throw that touchdown pass, they run the ball, kick a field goal. If the dude misses the field goal, they lose the game.
Yeah.
If they don't complete that pass, they might lose the game. They came down to the wire and they ended up taking the risky strategy of throwing it in the end zone, and it worked out for them.
And moving on, our locks, which by the way can just be anything. What do you got for your lock?
I got Central Florida.
Central Florida. Who are they playing and what's the spread?
The spread is 12.5, and honestly, I can't even remember who they're playing.
While you look that up, I could not decide between Louisville at FSU and Louisville being plus 6.5.
Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. Central Florida's playing at Pittsburgh. They're 12.5-point favorites.
And you're taking
Central Florida.
Central Florida.
Yeah, they beat Stanford last week. They're a legitimate team. Pittsburgh. OSU played Pittsburgh in Pitt. It's not a crazy venue. I'm not. They're like 1-2, and you're playing Central Florida, who's a legitimate team. Even though 12.5 is a decent amount, but it's like Central Florida's legit. I think they've covered the spread for most of the season.
I mean, I think that's a solid pick. That's a solid pick for you.
Yeah.
For really anyone. I couldn't decide between Louisville plus 6.5 at FSU. Or number 10 Utah minus 4 at USC. That's tough because I think Louisville could go in there and just wash them, but Louisville ain't that good either.
Yeah.
But the thing is that's how bad FSU is. I don't understand how FSU is even favored in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, how does anyone look at FSU and like, yeah, they legitimately could win a game? Like, they shouldn't have won that last game.
Yeah.
They just shouldn't have. But I'm going to take Utah, number 10 Utah, USC -4. I just don't think USC is good.
Great pick.
Utah's solid. Utah is number 10 for a reason. I think they're actually I think if Notre Dame gets beat, they'll jump up to probably.
Yeah.
So I think Auburn's going to get beat too.
Dude,
I think they'll jump up to 7 or 8.
I have a buddy that's a big believer in Utah. He thinks Utah will win the Pac-12.
See, I think Washington State's going to. I think Washington State pulls it out.
Yeah.
I have that faith in Mike Leach. I really do.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I want them to. I not only do I think they will, but I want them to take the Pac-12 because I want to have the opportunity to see Mike Leach. As long as Ohio State's still in the playoffs too, I want to see Mike Leach in there. Well, I want to see Mike Leach in there, but not at the hand of Ohio State getting left out. So if that's the case, Washington State can screw off.
Yeah.
But so I'll take Utah over USC. Utah -4 as my lock. I think they win by a touchdown or 10 points.
Yeah.
Moving on to our dogs. What do we got? What do you got for your dog or super dog if you're taking one?
Super dog. I'm taking Super Dog. Central Michigan.
Super dog weekend. All right.
Yeah.
Central Michigan against who and what is the spread?
The spread is 29.5.
Damn. Where they're playing at?
Yeah, they're playing at Miami. They're playing
Central
the U
Michigan at Miami.
Uh-huh.
In Miami.
In Miami. 29.5.
It's hot down there. You think they're gonna cover?
Dude,
You think they're gonna explode like that?
Central Michigan is they're a sneaky team. Like I know too well that
And Miami is, they
their
got their
offense is
turnover
good.
chain, but they turn it over just as much as they get the chain on.
Yeah, and the only reason is the U is real rocky. They're up and down. Like the U could come out and play well, but they can also just as equally come out and play really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the U is on the same level as not this year. I don't think they're as bad as FSU this year, but I think they're on the same level as FSU in the sense that they have their good years. They haven't had a great year in a while, but they do have decent years. And FSU has had decent years.
Yeah,
but they haven't in a while either.
Yeah. I mean,
FSU obviously
FSU used to be a powerhouse. Yeah,
more recently with Jameis winning.
I would say, FSU this year's stable. I would say Miami is just an average team. They're just a normal middle of the pack team. They're nothing special.
That's what Tennessee thinks they are.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tennessee fans should think they are, but they think they're
top
the best.
10. Yeah, they think
they're
they're
actually
top 10
not
team.
even a mediocre team.
Yeah.
But they should think they are rather than a top 10 team. They should think they're a mediocre so that when they get knocked down, it's not so far and they don't hurt themselves.
Yeah.
But for my dog, I'm actually taking a super dog as well. I'm taking Hampton plus 26.5 at Liberty. I don't know why. I just got this feeling that Hampton's going to cover that. Whether they win, I don't know. But I think Hampton can cover that.
Yeah.
26.5 is a lot of points to put on someone.
Yeah.
And Liberty ain't the best.
Yeah. Liberty, though.
But they got Hugh Freeze, right? Or
no.
Who's the dude that he was up in the booth in the hospital bed? That's who their coach is, right?
Yeah, Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze is at Ole Miss, I thought, isn't he?
No, I could have the name wrong. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the coach of Liberty was up in the booth.
Yeah. Well,
when
but
he
the
was
only
injured.
thing I remember is Liberty,
which
they
actually helps them because it's they want to win for their coach.
The only thing
I think Hampton win.
I
think Hampton covers 26.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about Liberty is they beat Baylor. What was it, 2 years ago with Buckshot Calvert and that offense? Their offense was good.
That.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really remember about Liberty is that their offense is pretty good. If they still have that scheme going, then their offense, that's probably why they're favored by so much.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just hard to put up 27 because they got to win. They got to win by 27.
Yeah.
To put up 27 on someone.
Plus,
it's tough to do when you're not
are
a great
always
school.
the teams that are hard to do just because you don't know a lot about them.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the two teams stat wise. I just saw Hampton's 2-1, Liberty's 1-2, and I was like, you know what, 27 points is tough to put on someone. Hammer it. And I have enough points to, I'm up 17-11 on you.
Yeah.
I'll take the risk on that 1 point and go for 5, and I could really take over this season.
Yep.
And it seems like it seems like if I have a good weekend, as long as you have a mediocre or less weekend, it could go one of two ways.
Well, the thing is our 3 game day picks are all the same. So no matter what happens,
yeah, game day will offset us, but our dog and our locks will really come into play here.
So basically, if you lose your lock and your super dog, then I'll go ahead.
Yeah. So this is a huge week for you. It's a huge week in college football all over. We got 3 top 25 ranked games.
Who's Ohio State playing?
Ohio State plays Miami, Ohio.
That's
Miami
right.
of Ohio.
Yeah. They're
I don't know what they're favored by, but whatever it is, hammer it because they're gonna. That's a game they're gonna show out. I think.
Yeah.
They showed out last weekend after the first quarter, really after the second half of the second quarter.
Yeah, tune-up game. That's typical.
Yeah, I mean, after this one is when I think we get into our, tough Big Ten schedule. And there's a lot of good Big Ten teams, minus that team up north.
Yep.
But yeah, we got a great weekend of college football. OSU plays Texas.
Yeah.
I think OSU wins. But I think it's going to be a good game. The spread's 5 last time I saw. Actually, no, moved up to 6 in favor for Texas. So OSU is OK State is +6 dog. But I think they win, actually. I think they go down to Austin and they win.
Yeah, trying to make it 6 straight in Austin, won 5 in a row down there. And
yeah.
It's a tough game, but somehow, some way, we've always had their number down there the past, 5 times. So see if we can make it 6. It should be a good game.
It's going to be I think it's going to be a shootout, or I think it's just going to go really well.
Yeah.
And for that, we'll wrap up. Thanks for watching. Be sure to put your picks in the bottom of in the comment section, and we'll see you next week for a recap of week 4 going into week 5. Big week. Thank you.